Thanks, Dan. Good morning. Join me after the break with the Lord himself, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Good morning. On today's show. Oh, goodness me. Yes, he's back and searching for a new Jesus Christ, of the superstar variety, of course. Andrew Lloyd Webber joins me live at 9:15. Also on the programme, first, though, we're talking to you. I love you. Now at home with Holly in my PJs, but we're here with Dan Wood.
Welcome to the show. And yes, number 5 today. Well, you're a James Bond fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am. Yeah. Roger Moore was mine.
Yes.
I liked him best.
Well, you are going to 5 decades in movie history, and of course the new James.
And what's at number 4?
Number 4. Well, are you a fan of The Only Way Is Essex?
I dip in and out.
Yeah.
I dip in and out. I kind of know who everyone is roughly.
Yeah, well, just of the show, but his sister to come to pass. Now, of course, I think you should.
Are you saying this isn't talent?
Well, the buzzer at the ready, and let's just see what you think of Jess Wright's debut single. Have you buzzed?
Do you know, I haven't. I don't think it's bad. I think it's quite summery, isn't it? You probably have it in the car and.
Definitely.
It's fine.
And
she looks lovely in it. Might as well, you know, while the window's there, they might as well
try it.
Cash free.
Number 3 this week. Well, it feels like we've heard about this movie for a very long time. Obviously, there were questions about how much she should include, and a lot did emotionally affect her. I mean, for example, there's one blanket just before she goes on.
I did that. That's just heartbreaking.
Well, Katie...
I love her.
She is. And she does say she's very happy now and she has moved on. So
Number 2, Dan.
Number 2. Well, having seen Lucy's weather forecast a few minutes ago, CJ and Nicki Minaj, I think so, and I think she is.
Where was
last
that?
night, Shoreditch House.
Shoreditch House. I had my 40th by my Yeah, no, absolutely. And finally, what's at number 1?
Well, this is a performance that we have waited for 20 years.
Yes! No, do you
Let's
mind?
not do
I want
that.
people to
Let's
keep
not
watching.
do that.
Actually,
You be Golly, I'll be
it
Jason.
makes me... Oh, no, can I be Jason? I can do an impression of him. I'm working with him.
Well, yes, because of course you're working with...
I'd say he's like the next Gary Barlow in the judging seat.
Well,
he's
he
amazing.
hasn't even had time to rehearse.
And as always, we want to hear from you. We've been talking about Kylie and Jason and their big 80s revival, singing especially for you. I was very emotional. And we want to know what your favourite 80s tune is and why. We'd love to hear your stories. Mine is probably... Oh, I was a massive Adamant fan in half. And yes, and danced to Prince Charming with my sister.
Oh, mine is
She wasn't allowed to cross the line.
cheesy. Mine's even more
What was
cheesy.
yours?
Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody.
Classic. I love that.
A classic.
Anyway, you can get in touch by Facebook, or you can tell us what you think on Twitter. Or if you're over 18, you can text us on 67890. It'll cost 25 pence plus your standard network charge. Well, for my next guest, the last 10 years have seen her life change beyond all recognition. Since bursting on the scene in Bend It Like Beckham, she's moved to Hollywood and starred in one of the biggest TV shows in the world, ER. I'll be talking to Parminder Nagra in just a bit, but first of all, let's take a look at her in action in her new British movie, 28K.
The rain, no, but the buzzer...
Car yesterday trying to name flags. I think I basically named England.
It's pretty spectacular.
How to look as stylish as this. Welcome back. Still to come on this morning, I'll be talking to Andrew Lloyd Webber. First, though, we're solving another viewer's style dilemma, and this week it's Leslie Robinson from Leicester. She recently... Oh, bless her, she did look lovely. Anyway, it's time now to head to LA for all the gossip from Hollywood.
Good morning, Amanda. How are you?
I'm great. You look amazing. Holiday week for all the stars out there, hasn't it?
It has, you know...
It was a bit quiet for Tom Cruise. It was his 50th, wasn't it, on the 4th? News, because there's a couple who seem happier than ever and who we never really see in public, ever displaying public affection, and that's Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin. Because there's always so much press speculation about how they don't get on, but just because they want to stay private, basically.
Very true, yes.
And there's more good news for one of Hollywood's hottest hunks, and that's Matthew McConaughey. Still to come between now and 9:25. We've got the one and only Andrew Lloyd Webber. Let's get the news from Helen. Now, I've been looking forward to this part of the show. I'm in the Lorraine kitchen, which is quite small, actually, in real life, with the lovely Richard Phil even I could make.
Well, yeah, very simple. Talking when they're really, really packed. I'm going to get you doing a little bit of that in a moment. So... While you're talking to the spring onion,
yes,
I'm going to crack on with my tomatoes.
I finally got mad. So my husband says I'm rubbish in the kitchen, but I'm not bad in the garden.
Ah, good. Well, I'm doing it. So it's a linguine dish.
Yes.
I'm going to do a red pepper pesto, and I'm doing simple. So effectively, it could be a great vegetarian dish.
Brilliant.
So what I've done is I've got some tomatoes. They are a better flavour. Like that. Should really. So onto a tray.
Right.
Then what we're going to do is just face those up. So what I'm going to do is to bring that out and to pack them. We're going to extract some of, put those into a warm area. You could too.
Okay, so
just
that's
dry.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, these are going to go into the oven. I'm going to speed the process up.
I have to put my
about
tomatoes
140.
in the airing cupboard.
You could. You could. If it's nice and warm, we don't put them in the airing cupboard if it's cold.
I'm fucking heating off. It's like
Well, that's
Jim
not gonna
Royal.
work. So into the oven,
Right, into the
140
oven.
degrees.
Yes.
And then, after about 25 minutes, you're going to see them like this. So they've shriveled up. That's what.
Like me in the morning.
Have a taste of that. So there are tomatoes. Then
Gorgeous.
we're going to get on with some courgettes, baby courgettes. Just going to cut these at an angle, so like so.
Why is
Just-
it prettier?
Yeah, and there's a lot of it around at the moment. And yes, it is prettier. Yes, it is. It's good to use because it's a little bit cheaper. So when it's in abundance, it's obviously cheaper.
Okay.
So courgettes, a little bit of olive oil onto there, then onto a griddle pan. And we're going to get some nice to a frying pan. You can put them into the oven.
I love
Got
pesto.
some red peppers here, so red pepper pesto.
Right.
What I've done with the peppers here, I've put them into the oven. When that happens, pop them into a bowl, cover with cling film, then let it steam, and the skin comes. We're left with
So
these.
you've like blanched it, kind of.
You're talking about.
Kind of.
You can get them in a jar.
Oh,
pre-done.
let's get them in a jar. That's
So
much easier.
you know, that's take the stress away somewhat. So
Yeah.
let's take the red peppers. They go into. You chop them.
I'm gonna stink
You
all
like
day.
chopping. You can chop a little bit of parsley for me, and you can
Okay.
chop a few spring onions while I make my pesto.
I've always
so the red
wished I
peppers
could
go in.
chop fast.
Just
Oh.
and just be careful. I don't want you using a digit on my watch.
Or my nails, more
So-
importantly.
Charging me for it. So red peppers in. Then we're going to add a little bit of balsamic vinegar. Parmesan isn't vegetarian, but there's lots of
But
hard
I'm
cheeses.
veggie, I eat cheese.
Yeah, well, there's lots
Yeah.
of there's lots of hard vegetarian cheese. The old one's always the best blend. In with the rest of it. Would you just press that button for me?
This one.
Just that one there, up the top. It's up here.
Oh.
Just keep that blending while I turn these over, and that's what we're looking for today. So then we're going to get some nice colour looking like that. That's perfect. Fine enough. And then together.
Do you want these?
I'll have those in one moment, please. So, into a warm pan, the pesto. And we'll add our tomatoes. There's a little with the pasta. Let's turn the heat up. Let's give it a nice toss like that.
It's much nicer like that.
Then we'll take your spring onions and parsley.
Beautifully chopped.
Just amazingly done.
Stink.
And then just a little bit of heat through that. While it's nice and warm. Not too much salt because we put the salt on those tomatoes.
Okay.
And then we're going to get this into a bowl. And I'm going to take a little bit of basil to finish it off. Let's just take the tongs or dish up. And I think we've got a recap to see how we got here.
What we got there? I've dragged Andrew in so that we can, well, he can sample the food.
Do food reviews, you know.
That gig, something. Or hotels, I'd like to run around hotels.
Just go about.
To be honest.
Really?
Because
Did you
sometimes
put on
thought
lots of
I-
weight?
You had to go out to dinner.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I didn't basically like slightly with some couple had started it up. And it really wasn't very
Yeah,
good. And then you
yeah.
thought, well, I'm going to find somewhere else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then I suppose going out on a social element, you didn't do so much.
You couldn't really do that.
No.
Let's have a go at this.
We've eaten, Andrew.
What do you really want to know?
Yes. I know the answer.
Crocodile claws.
Ah, no, it wasn't that I thought I was told.
No.
I thought it was a squirrel.
No, I never had squirrel.
You never had a squirrel.
Very popular now, though.
Don't write in, I'm with
We
you.
had, they
I'm
had
a
this
vegetarian.
fantastic dinner in China. And they wanted to do a banquet for me at the Shanghai Grand Theatre.
Oh,
and I said I'll come, provided that all the dishes are dishes I've never eaten in my life before.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. And he got chefs from everywhere. And at the end of it, I said, well, congratulations, you've really come up with a menu that nobody... I mean, I've certainly never eaten that.
Really?
And they said, neither have we. Which I thought was quite funny.
One
Oh, my
shot to
goodness.
remember.
It was great.
Brilliant.
Crocodile's claws.
Get a bit more.
Will that
This
got
is-
in your teeth?
It's delicious.
It's a bit early,
And
but...
What
for
oil do you
today's
use in
recipe,
it?
you can log on to
What-
our
what
website,
oil do you use in it?
itv.com/Lorraine. I let them
A
keep
little bit of
chatting.
rapeseed oil as well, you know.
Sorry about that. I just,
There'll be more with you after the
courgette in my
break,
mouth.
Andrew.
All right.
We'll be chatting.
See you later.
I'm sorry, my breath stinks.
Yes, sir.
We'll be finding out what he's looking for in his latest musical star, and that'll be in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, my next guest needs absolutely no introduction. Famous for creating some of the best-loved musicals in the world. Before we talk to him about his latest TV show, let's remind ourselves of why he stayed at the top for an incredible 4 decades. You've been around, Andrew.
I know. A vintage year it was.
Where do you do most of your composing?
How important the
The
plotting.
story. You know,
Maybe it's the
visual
acoustic.
scripts. Obviously, I'm involved in the show that I'm going to ask you about. We're bless this point. No, you've done auditions. Haven't
Yes,
you?
we have. I mean,
Is-
really extremely high.
I Absolutely, you know they're going to use that clip time.
But there was I sitting...
There was a camera in there.
Well, I did.
It's easily
It's hopeless, isn't it?
No, we've got other judges on the show, obviously. Dawn French. I mean, I just think that was a genius, well, because
Yeah,
she's
and we
very
could
funny
get-
with a hunky body or an incredible voice. Which one of those do you think's the most important, Andrew?
Would it be quite nicely?
It's an almost blasphemous thing to say, but Jesus has to have some kind of sex appeal as well, I think.
And he has to have...
A lot of personality, because
Yeah,
obviously the
absolutely.
real Jesus. Amazing cast. Chris Moyles, again, completely out of the blue. And Mel C, of course, she's
Mel C,
playing
yeah,
well
he's
as a
fantastic
singer.
lyric.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, now I know that it takes months to prepare for musicals and stuff, but you and Gary Barlow did sing for the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely incredible. So to speak, what...
In my view, completely wrongly.
Well, Andrew, we've been talking about 80s songs
Ah,
throughout
yes.
the show. Did you have a favourite 80s?
Well, I always loved Joe Le Taxi.
Very quickly, Kim in South Shields, her favourite 80s hit was Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. My friend's godson looked like him, I liked him, and 20 years later, we're still together. Oh, my goodness. From me today, Lorraine's back next week. You'll be relieved to hear it when she'll be joined by original 80s girl band Bananarama. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Andrew.